Double stops. We use them. We love them. Today I'll take you through some of my favorites. Stay with me. Double stops are two notes played together, and they're heavily used in the styles I've specialized in for the past several decades, mainly blues and old school soul. The notes can be adjacent strings or they can skip strings. So let's take a look at some of the commonly used examples I return to again and again. So let's begin with some adjacent string double stops. And we're going to do it right here. We're going to be in the key of A. And so this would actually be one, which is just the third and the fifth. You can move up here and you've got the fifth and the seventh. And this is the fourth and sixth. And so you've heard this. Very common one. You can move on down, starting on the third and the fifth. We can go from the third and the fifth to the two and the four. Two being on the G string, the four being on the B string. And then down to the one and the third. So you could go all the way down. And that's very common, especially when you use some hammer-ons like this. Of course, slide. You can slide from a half step down. Combine the slide and the hammer-on. Okay, so that's a good example. You can also do this in octave up, of course. Sometimes I will use the minor third rather than the third for this sound. You don't have to play them in this register. You can play them down here, you know, in... And I would suggest just going all over the neck and finding all of the ones in the key. They're all in the scale, in the major or minor scale, or minor. So for skipped string versions, you've heard this in soul music. And what I'm doing here is I'm playing the 5 and the 3, and I'm muting, and I'm playing those on the G and the E string, but I'm muting the B string with my middle finger, like this. It's an exaggerated example, but... And here I have to mute it with the first finger. It's not practical to mute that going this direction, so I just hit the first finger and mute it that way. Now all of this muting I've been doing for so many years, I have to sit here and think about how in the world I'm doing this. It's all second nature by now. And you can, of course, once again, go all the way down. And of course, you can do that in a lower register as well. And of course, you can play the notes individually and turn them into the double stops. And you can combine adjacent strings with the skip string double stops. You hear this in soul music a lot, where I've gone skip string here, and then adjacent string here. And of course I mentioned Freddie King's method. Now Freddie used finger picks, of course, so the way he did it was very much like my finger picking lesson, only he had picks on the ends of his fingers. So he'd play it like this. And when I play it, I'm usually playing the rest of the song with a pick, so I will use my middle finger, which I believe is called hybrid picking. And you can do that at any point with skip strings as well. Using that hybrid picking is an excellent way to do that, and that way you don't have to mute the string in between. Now once you have these under your fingers, they can be combined with each other with chords and with single note lines. So let's put it all together. Well, I hope this inspires you to explore double stops and develop your own favorites. Now, if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Don't miss Friday's gear video, and I will see you then.